And we are back with House Flipper 2. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, hang on a second, didn't you already play this? Haven't you already finished it? Well, yes, I finished the main game. But you may remember towards the end of the last session where I played this, I had an idea, like a vision from on high blasted its way into my brain. Where I realized that in Sandbox Mode, you can pretty much build anything that you want. And I do mean that quite literally. You can build pretty much anything you want to in Sandbox Mode. There's a few limitations. And I had an idea. And I spent the last few weeks, sort of on and off when I had the chance, just messing around in Sandbox Mode, just seeing how possible would it be to build what I want to build in this game. And I think it is. There will be a few caveats. There will be a few things I can't quite do. But I think in general, I could actually build what I want to build in this game. So, we are going to go into Sandbox Mode. We're going to start a new property. We're going to go to the forest. We're going to get the largest area because boy howdy am I going to need it. Have you tried any of the Steam Next Fest demos? I haven't yet. I'll be honest with you, I tend not to play demos that much. I probably should get into playing demos a bit more, but the main reason I don't is because when I play a game, I kind of like going in knowing as little about the game as possible so that it can surprise me with stuff, you know? That's always kind of been my thinking behind why I don't really play a lot of demos. It's not that I will never play a demo. I have played demos. It's why I don't play a lot of demos, you know? Anyway, we're gonna call this the Spencer Estate. I worked it out. I think unless I've miscalculated on size and scale, I think I can get an almost accurate layout of the mansion from Resident Evil 1. The original Resident Evil 1, not the remake, because the remake mansion is much bigger. It's, technically speaking, it's the, quote, same size, except it's not. It's bigger, okay? So we're taking the original Resident Evil 1 mansion layout, and we're going to rebuild it in House Flipper, at least theoretically. That's the plan, anyway. So, the Spencer Estate, which is what we're going to call it. And we're going to let it load up, which shouldn't take too long because it's an empty map. Yeah, so I was messing around in this last time, as you may remember. You get a big fucking chunk of map. Like, this was... What did we determine it was? 300 by 300, I think? Yeah, you get a big chunk of map. Although, working out the rough approximate size of the Spencer Estate, I still end up using most of it, like, from right to left. Back, you know, going front to back, it's not that big, but right to left, it's fucking huge. And it is only going to be the main mansion, okay? It's only going to be the main mansion. It's only going to be, you know, what we can afford to, like, fit. We can't do the garden, and we can't do the guardhouse. I mean, technically speaking, we could maybe try and squeeze the guardhouse into the back, but I didn't bother trying to work that out at the time. I was just like, no, I'm okay with what we've got. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, and I know this sounds silly, but we need to create a floor. And we need to get rid of the grass. One thing that does kind of bug me is that if you take it to 300, it goes all the way out to there. And I don't know why. I feel like it should be, like, moved back one or something. I don't know, that was just something I worked out. Look at that brick. Because if you go all the way to the back here, like, you could easily move this back one. It wouldn't be a problem, it really wouldn't. Right. So that is our floor. One thing I'm not sure actually is if I need to like raise the mansion up a bit. Because obviously I was using the video game as reference for like room sizes and stuff. And for the record, room sizes is all like approximation. It's all feel. It's all like, does this feel good? Does this feel right? Probably. Okay. Because one thing I'm genuinely not sure about is whether the mansion is like up on steps. I'm trying to remember now. Because again, I was using the game as reference. I don't think it is. I think it is more or less flush with the ground. But we could build it up on a little bit of steppage. But no, I think... Oh, that's right, you can't actually do that, can you? I think... Yeah, I think anything only just one little step at the front, probably okay. I think the thing about that, of course, is that houses in this game do tend to be up on steps. For the record, I will be, like, alt-tabbing my way out, because I've got a little guide here of what I'm going to be doing. So, we are going to start off... We want it back a bit. We don't want it like bang right here. So we're gonna go... We're just gonna build the little base layout first. Just to get a sort of a rough idea. One moment. Just need to work out. Don't know how much. Sorry, just for the sake, gotta alt tab out a little bit. It's 124. Oh, damn it. 124, okay. Doesn't really matter where it is. That's 124. And we've got... one, and then we've got oops. 62, so we actually need 61. Oops, too far. So yeah, a lot of this is going to be best guess. A lot of this is going to be, well, it feels about this size. Because as I say, it's hard to get exact measurements. You know what I ended up doing? I ended up literally using the character's steps as a rough guide for, like, how far I was going to end up taking stuff. You know? I know that sounds weird, but it was like the best idea I had. Just having them walk across the room. Okay, well that's about... I mean, you know, that was about 3 and a bit steps, so we'll call that this distance. If you want 31... And there you have what will become the main hall. Eventually. And I do mean eventually. Alright, so we got that. Now we need to do the other door slots. 29. Nine, because a double door is 9 bricks. That's kind of how I had to judge it. It's like, okay, well, we know that in House Flipper, a double door is 9 bricks, a single door is 5 bricks. Because that's just how big the doors are. So it's like, okay, well, if I can work out how long a double door is, and then I can sort of extrapolate that out from past there. Case in point, the height of a door, if you actually look at the thing, like take interior double door, like wow, they're really on a lot of double doors, aren't they? Like take this one. Right, so we know it's 9. Right, that's just sort of your average door, and the height of the door, as you can see, 10 high. And I realized that although you don't really think of it like this, the mansion in Resident Evil 1 is very tall. The ceiling height is actually about, actually it would be about that high. And then the ceiling would come along at this height. That is how high the rooms are. They are like 50% the height of the door. Again, this is what I worked out as I was playing the game, because I was having to pay attention to the environment. And it is very hard to work out the size of rooms when all you've got is, in some cases, 2 pre-rendered backgrounds. Which is not easy to work with. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, let me just get rid of you. And just for the sake of clarity, get rid of you. Okay. So that's good. That's that. That is all of that. And we got over here. So we got 19. And then 9 for a double. That of course leads into the little gallery. And 12. That's a single, so that's only 5. And that leads into the other room. As I said, it is sort of roughly best guess. It'll probably feel a little bit off, but it is literally just a case of, you know, this is as good as we're gonna get. But that's fine. That's fine. That's 16. Okay, very good. And then we've got... We'll be referring to this thing a lot as we build the walls. 35. And there we have the dining room. Roughly. Big fucking room. Right. So we got... This will be the little bit where you meet your first zombo. Roughly anyway. That's 20, and we've got... about 10. Because that is where you meet your first little zombo. My little zombie. Right. On top of that we need... close enough, 21. One, go all the way up here. This is going to be the boring bit, because this is the bit where I'm literally just building the walls. Once we get to the actual decorating, because what I'm thinking is I'm going to do 3 versions of this. One is literally just going to be this, where it's going to be me creating the base outline of the building. I know it's not centered there, for the record. I tried to get it as centered as I could, but yeah, it's not quite as centered as you think it is. That's the point. It's very weird in that regard. This is just me doing the outline. And then you've got a big ass one over here. That's 11, apparently. Did I get the numbers right? I did! Excellent. And there we have this the sort of rough outline. I do mean very rough. That's 9, and that should be 9. Because of the double door at the end. Zoom along here to... how big is that bit? 13, is it? Of course, this is where the stairs down would lead, at least roughly. Stairs down to the basement. All along here. It's for a decent distance. And we need to. I think. Yeah, we need. That's a door there. There'd also be a door right along there, but because the corridor is exactly 9, don't need that. And we've got. $30 apparently. Down to 30 along to. Oop. Nice. Okay. So we got that. Wow, that was lucky. I wasn't specifically trying to do that, but that just sort of worked like that, so that's good. Come along right up to here. Lovely. See, we're filling it in. Obviously, that's the place where the lift is supposed to be, although I don't think you can get, like, lifts. I don't know, maybe I'll put a ladder in there or something. If I can do ladders. I don't actually know about ladders, but that's not important. That would be the stairs down to the basement going in there. This is obviously the piano room. One thing we do need to add in. And a second one to just fill in the rest. Maybe it would be the best place to start this. Maybe there would do it. And this needs to be. Nice. So we need to do, yeah, okay, now let's do the secret corridor. Don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off the secret corridor, actually. I might be able to, but then again, I might not. Or is it only 4? I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. There's the corridor. Technically, of course, that whole wall's supposed to be glass. You can't do whole walls made of glass. So we'll just have to... No, that's way too thin. Something's gone wrong. Yeah, that's way too far across. Something's done wrong. Hang on. Hang on, I've missed oh, I see what I've done. Yep, hang on, I've completely balls this up. Hang on, reset. Pretty much. Some of that can stay. Yeah, what it is, I put the door in the wrong bloody place. That's why it was all off. I was like, this doesn't feel right. That would be why. I put the door in the wrong place, so everything else was off. There we go. That's better. That's where it needed to be. Actually, we probably could have left the oh well, never mind. Yeah, you were 29, weren't you? Good enough. Now we get it's 14 along here. There we go. Better. Lovely. So that's the tiger room. And for the record, I don't think the tiger is something I can do. This version of the game does not yet have statues. Well, it has a statue, but it's not a very good one. So, yeah. A bit unfortunate. Come on here, which will be 35. 8. There. We'll fill in the doors later. It's gonna bug me otherwise. We'll fill in the upper walls later. I want to be able to just see the layout. Just generally first. Okay, and we've got... Perfect. Alright, couple of mistakes along the way, whoops, on that front, but there we have it. That is the layout of this side. As I said, it is sort of approximate. I don't think it's going to be 100% accurate. The biggest problem I had is that obviously I was using like the map, like the in-game map as a reference. Unfortunately, the in-game map isn't like accurate. Like it's accurate enough, but it's not like pixel perfect. So that caused problems when I was trying to work stuff out. Come on this way, which is... How long is that wall? 45, apparently. I remember this was one that really did, like, I couldn't quite work out. It took a while for me to get the proper layout for this. Is what it is. Oh no, that's wrong. Yeah, okay, I'll meet that, but... Yep, that's about right. Two, 4, 6, 7. This little area I'm sealing off, of course, is the bit where you drop down after the second snake fight. Oh, what fun and joys we have. Oh, no, not that. Click on the right thing now. One, two, three. That. 1, 2, 3. Do that. Perfect. Here. How wide? I'm guessing this almost correct. It's a little creepy if I'm honest. Is that square room? It is! How about that? 9322. Something always bugged the hell out of me, actually. In fact, I will say, working on this map did make me realize several very funny things about the layout of the map of Resident Evil 1. Like, for the most part, the map layout is pretty accurate until you look at the basement. Because the basement layout is a cheat. It doesn't line up properly. In fact, I've had to kind of fudge the way the basement looks in my version because it literally just doesn't make sense otherwise. I'll get to that when we actually get to building the basement, because the basement building is going to be interesting. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do it, but I'm sure I'll work something out. But yeah, the basement is actually a cheat if you look at the layout of the map of the original Resident Evil 1. Like, if you line the stairs on the first floor going down into the basement with the basement stairs, the ladder is in completely the wrong position. I went and looked at the map for the remake, and yeah, they definitely fixed it on that. But it was something I noticed that, as I say, made me laugh. What was the other thing that... Oh yeah! By the way, this room here, which is probably a little smaller than it probably should be, but it's close enough. This is the room... This is the trap room. You know, this room here is the room where you pick the shotgun up on the wall, and then you come out here, and you get crushed if you're playing as Chris, or Barry saves you if you're playing as Jill. At least sometimes. I do have a question. I don't know if anyone in the audience can answer this. Obviously, the point is that this giant block of stone is dropping on top of you in order to crush you. Given that it's on the first floor, and there's clearly a second floor, where is that block of stone hiding? Can anybody answer that? Because looking at the map, you know, because obviously I've had to compare the maps quite a bit when planning this out. Can anybody at all tell me where that is? Because I haven't been able to work that out. And the thing is, that's something that isn't in the... That's something that's a problem in the remake as well. Like, where is this giant block of stone apparently being? Because I don't know. And it just made me laugh so fucking hard. Like, hang on, I never fucking thought about that before. Where the hell does the giant block of stone go? Obviously, we won't be putting that in this version. For obvious fucking reasons. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a bit weird because this little corner bit here is actually outside. That really random outside area. Not entirely sure how I'm going to pull that off, but I'll think of something. There we go. And what are we looking at? 5? Yeah, I think it's 5. I think that might need to be a bit bigger. Yeah, I think that does need to be a bit bigger actually now that I'm looking at it. Let's stretch it out to 7. That's a little better. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that goes along too. Okay. Oh, I should adjust that slightly, but maybe not. Hang on a second. Let me have a look. I think I could do that. That'll do it. I'm just making a teensy bit of an adjustment to my plan. Okay, so we got that. Also need a small door here. This is the art gallery room for the record. That room's going to be difficult. I think that's 5. It is? Okay, that's good. Now we've got... No. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, let's just do that. And then we'll... a 9 out of that. Probably easier. Actually, probably not, but screw it at this point. I don't care. Across here. Okay, and we got... Is that 5? I think that's 5. Lovely. I think. Oh no, hang on, we just got this area. Hold up. Big is we got that, and that's 41. Fortunately, the numbers are actually pretty good. They do show up as and when needed. What's going on now? Been a lot of that today, but then from what I understand, the river in town is kind of flooding at the moment, which is, you know, not good. You don't want that. I thought so. What the hell that changes that? What is that? Change style? Oh, you could automatically... That would have been nice to know before, but on the same time, I don't mind it being bricks. That's interesting. What's that? I don't know what the difference between outward and inward is. Oh, I get it. Oh, right, okay. That's fine. So I don't need that there. that's where, yeah, okay. Alright, and there you have mansion first floor layout. At least, you know, roughly. As I say, it's not 100% perfect. I think this side ended up being slightly bigger than this side did, but it was hard to get the scale right without going too far off in the distance, which was a bit of a problem, you know, because obviously I couldn't quite do it. There's also some very weird things that I'll have to address when we get to it, especially concerning the second floor. But for now, this will just have to do. Okay, so now we need to build the walls up. You may remember, they need to be 15 in height. They're already 4, which means we need to add 11 on top, which is kind of nuts. No way to like copy an entire layer, is there? I don't think there is, but yeah, the walls are just really fucking big in this. Not quite sure why the hell the rooms are so tall, because it's not something you really think about, as I say, until you're sort of in there actually doing it. But hey ho, it is what it is. We should have done it at 11 height in the first place. Maybe that would have been better. Also, it does remind me we got to... Let me just check that that is indeed the right size. Door! Yep, that's the right size, alright. Also, I just noticed it's 5:05, so I'm going to take a quick break. Don't know how much of this we're going to get done today. As I said, I'm basically jumping into House Flipper to do this. I'm planning 3 different versions of this house, because there's obviously the save as thing where you can save it, you can then save it as something else if you want to rename it or stuff like that. So we'll get into that as we get into that, but I'm going to have fun doing this. But the 3 versions, for the record, are going to be the plain house, just with all the brickwork and everything like that. So people have the layout and then can decorate it their own way. There will be the fully furnished bit that looks all nice, clean, and tidy, and as close to the game version as I can. And then there'll be the destroyed version, which will have all the cleaning quests and renovations and stuff like that. At least that's the hope. That's the thinking. It's going to take a while. I'm going to be a learning process, but it should be good fun. Anyway, back in a minute, guys. And I am back. Alright, let's keep plugging up these walls. Maybe I should have done this in the first place, but too late. I'm in it now. Woo. Go. I mean, okay, technically speaking, just thinking, technically speaking, there is a door there. Technically speaking. Also, technically speaking, there's no floor there, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we? I think you were never going to head downwards. I think that's everything. I think. Best guess, I suppose. Now, upstairs is going to be tricky because obviously those areas aren't quite go. Okay, so that's that. Isn't it lucky I can build all this stuff and it doesn't cost me any in-game money? I think if that was something you had to do, like you had to build up a giant pile of money in career mode to be able to just play Sandbox because it still costs you money and everything, that'd be really annoying. Thinking about it. But then it wouldn't really be much of a sandbox mode if you had to keep earning money for it. The whole point of a sandbox is it's just for play. There. It's good. It is bright sunshine. At least time isn't actually moving. That would be annoying. Actually, good job it isn't. So probably for the best. Obviously we'll add in like windows and stuff later on. Windows people can add in as they want. I just want the doors and the basic wall layout. Now you, hang on now, about there-ish. Cover over that. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this outside bit because it's designed very differently compared to the inside bit, because obviously it's supposed to be like there's a covered walkway kind of bit to it. That we obviously need to leave open. Yeah, we'll deal with that bit in a minute. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to do with this outside bit. We'll probably cover it for now. really quite right, but it's close. It's close enough. Because when it actually comes to like furnishing and finishing off, I'll probably actually just have Resident Evil on in the background for like references, because it's, yeah, I think that's just gonna be bloody easier. Now obviously that leads upstairs. Those rooms are up. Technically speaking, we got that over there. Alright, so there is your first floor. Nice and done. Let me make a quick save. Goody. Okay. Yeah, we obviously got the starting area here. We've got piano room. Obviously dark in here now. We'll have to add in like stuff later on, but yeah, it's all sort of roughly there and in place. Obviously dog jump scare corridor. Weird sort of zigzag corridor a bit. Trap room. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling I'd missed one somewhere. Excellent. So now we can work on floor number 2. Because the basement I'll do later, because the basement's going to be trickier. But as I said, because of just generally everything about it, closing down. Okay. Now, where do we want to start? Because the thing is, the game doesn't really state it in original Resi 1, but there are places where floor 2 kind of, I guess, overhangs floor 1 a bit. Let me just double check something real quick. Why would you not? Something about that, that's just weird. Hang on, bear with me a sec. I didn't think so. That works though. Just gotta work out some of the best starting point. Actually, I think I made that one too short. That there. Big 25. Yeah, feels about right. That's not. Ooh, that's not quite. What is it? Hang on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need one more on that. So 8. Yeah, okay, 8. I wonder if, whoops, that's, is there an undo option? Don't think there is. That could be kind of annoying, but yes, look, you can get floating bits, isn't that nice? Apparently I also managed to take out the floor, which is quite impressive. Okay, so that's the balcony section. And then we want this to... And that's where the stairs will connect. More or less. Alright, so that's that. goes there. Where'd the other one go? That's a great bloody question. Yeah, that's about right. That's close. I did 5, it should have been 6. So that's that. Good. Obviously we'll add a balcony bit thing there. We can play that by ear. Right. What are you doing? Sorry, my mouse is playing up. 14. Lovely. That goes on 4. Oh no, no, that is correct. I was like, huh, have I misjudged it by 1 somewhere? No, I hadn't. It was just, I was miscounting. Which was my fault for not paying attention. This is where things start getting a little bit different, because some of these bits do actually like poke out over other bits, and it's very odd. Not the first time the upper floor and the lower floor aren't going to quite fit together, trust me. Followed by hey look, it's right up against the wall, exactly where I wanted it to be. I do like it when things pan out like that. There we go, and that's going to be where the stairs go. And look, it even goes up against that wall. Yay, the plan is working. Okay. We got that, we got that. You are, what page is that again? 6. 4, 6. And this is what I refer to as the pointless corridor, because in this version of the game you literally never need to use it. Don't really even know why it's there, other than I guess they just had some space. need to be that is 17. That's 19 from there. At a point where it goes over, oddly enough. That's it. The places where it does this is really kind of random. Just some places are just like, yeah, we're just gonna overshoot here a little bit. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it too much. And as I say, it's weird the places it does, weird the places it doesn't. But we'll deal with that. As and when, right, so we need... Kinda. Okay, hang on. Gotta get a bit complicated in this area. That's exactly correct. Because I think, memory serves, there should be... Is it off by 1? Might be off by 1. Ah, yeah, that is off by 1. Almost got it. It's supposed to be the elevator shaft. So I wanted to make it accurate. I didn't want it to be as accurate as like possible within the bounds of still keeping the map correct. You. Lovely. Now we're gonna have to polish off next time. 2 reasons. One, I realized I haven't put the door. There's supposed to be a door here, and I don't quite know where it goes. Hang on. Let me just see. 28. I'll have to double check that. On the thing, and also there's a door over there I need to put in, and I think that's about it for doors on this side. So we're mostly done. But I have just noticed it's already gone 6 o'clock, so we're gonna have to leave it there for today. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.